I don't know if I want a COVID mask that glows to let me know that I have it. I just, can you can you let me know and not let everybody? I don't know. Let's talk
No,
about
man,
it.
shame,
Right. I
shame,
know. Shame.
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 Would
Come on,
y'all
Handmaid's
wear
Tale.
a
Come
mask
on,
and start
Handmaid's Tale.
glowing if you are COVID positive? I am all about letting people know and being safe. I just don't know that it's like, let me know
And
before
see, that's
people
what I
know.
think is coming up. So in Japan, they are working on a mask that has ostrich COVID antibodies extracted from ostrich eggs. Ostriches apparently have supercharged immune systems. They can make low-cost antibodies. And then when someone shines a black light on the filter, they put those antibodies on the filter of the mask. And if somebody has COVID and has been breathing on it, they can shine the black light on it and it'll glow from that. If the person has been infected, they're working on a mask that glows without the black light, and that's my thing. It's like, the slippery slope of all of this, which is, the slippery slope of technology in general, is like, okay, if you're coming into, instead of doing the temperature check, if you will, somebody coming into a building, instead of doing a temperature check, you got the little black light that you can shine on their mask to see if it glows, to see if they're positive. But, where does this end? You know what I mean? Are we really going to have people walking around with glow in the dark masks on, knowing, and then what's the liability there if somebody's mask is glowing? Is it a false positive? Is it da 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 da? So it just it sounds like a good idea in theory, but there's just a lot of questions.
I'll say, when has is this a good idea? Should we do this? Ever stopped anybody from doing anything?
Never. That's the problem.
So yeah, I read through this and I'm like, all of this sounds good except for the mask glowing, because that means other people are going to see it before So like I said, I just don't know how I feel on this.
And it sounds like their intention was just for testing, so that you don't have to get the swab up your nose and all the rest of that stuff. So maybe you go to the doctor's office and put this mask on and breathe for 5 minutes or whatever, and it can then they can shine the light and tell if you're sick or not. But I don't see it ending.
Or even if it's like a home test or something. Well, hey, just put the mask on, wear it. It starts glowing
around the house, right? Then something ain't right. But I don't see it ending there. You know what I mean? I just see people out in the streets panicking and attacking people. Your mask is glowing, and just And
you're gonna have people with the fake mask,
of course,
to incite panic and all that kind of stuff.
Because that's what people do. They'll have a mask that glows on purpose just to be,
So you mean
contrary?
So let me make sure I got this straight. You mean to tell me that you could just be out walking, minding your own business, and not for who you are, just because you are who you are, somebody could discriminate against you? Tell me more about that. Tell me more. How would that make you feel if you were discriminated against because of something out of your control? Tell me about that.
Right. I wouldn't know anything about that.
So I don't want to preach to anybody, on what they should do from a COVID standpoint. That's not what we're going to do today. We all have our thoughts and feelings on that, but this stuff ain't going away. So any testing that we can do that is cheap or free would be better, but that you can do so that you know that you have it, because I don't think that most people would say, I have it, but I don't feel bad, so I'm going to still go and spread it around everybody else. I think that if you know that you have this potentially deadly disease, that you admit, most people, not all, but most people would try to mitigate and try to, let me get away from folks, let me quarantine, let me not send my kids to school, those kind of things. So the more things we can do to get people to know that they have it is a good thing. I'm thinking of the Chicago Bulls right now. I think in this month, the Chicago Bulls have 9 players who have tested positive for COVID. They only got 12 to 15 on the squad. It's like 9 of them have it. So I think one of the things that is going on there is that, well, all of their players are vaccinated, and the NBA has created lax rules as far as how they engage. And I'm wondering if you're going to start to see, as what they've always said, as we move back indoors, as it gets colder and people are together more indoors, where you don't have sunlight that kills the COVID virus pretty quickly, and they're all breathing the same air. Are you going to see the numbers go up? And like I said, this is
I think you will. I know Philadelphia just like literally today or yesterday. I think it was yesterday or today. I think it was today because I shared it today. Is now going to require a vaccination card for indoor dining. So
wow,
people are starting to shut it down again, and I can't blame them. Y'all don't want to act right, then you don't get to come in and potentially affect everybody else. It is,
and they also don't want to shut down. It's like nobody wants to shut back down. So we got to do something. We're not just going to let you walk around willy nilly, but we also don't want to shut down. So there's got to be a middle point to where
there has to be a middle ground.
If you decide this is the route you want to take, these are the things you can and can't do as a result of that choice.
And I'm sure there's some other restaurant owner that welcomes everybody with open arms, and you can go there and spread your germs there. So it is what it is. Anywho, I thought that was just an interesting story because the way how technology go and how it's never just as simple as it seems.
It had me to the black light, but what is it? Oh, wait a minute! It's gonna actually glow in the dark. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go that far.